Hey everyone, we are live for the Sunday weekly warm-up here with the Teach Better team. We have a beautiful guest with us who I'm so thrilled is being brought to our network. I know she blogs with us. You probably are familiar with her work, but today the interview happens. I am here live with Brad Hughes, and of course, as many of you are already excited for, we will also be announcing another Teach Better featured speaker, a part of our 2023 lineup. As many of you know, at the beginning of April, we have made a speaker announcement during this show, and that will continue through the first week of May. So we are really excited to kind of wrap up that beautiful announcement to get you all ready to submit your proposals in May. And then, of course, join us this October. As we stream in our private Facebook group over with the Teach Better team, please know that all your comments are seen by everybody. So just as much as we are excited to have some good discussion here this evening to get you ready for the week, we also want you communicating and chatting with those around you as well. So make sure to throw in the comments if you're here. Tell us where you're viewing from, and we'll be right back for a great show. Hey everyone, thank you for joining our Sunday weekly warm-up where the Teach Better team streams live every single Sunday evening to get you ready for your week. I am joined by a wonderful guest, but first and foremost, let's say hi to Brad Hughes. Brad, how are you?
Hi, Ray Hewart. I'm doing great. Welcome in, Teach Better family, to our weekly opportunity to reconnect and to get you ready for your week, whatever your important role in education might be. A way to shake off the Sunday scaries, a way to highlight incredible guests, maybe some good news, and some special announcements coming up about Teach Better 23. Ray Hewart, how are you, and how has your weekend been?
Weekend has been good. I'm excited to dive into that. I really want to know from all of you listening how the weather's been where you are, because I heard a rumor that everybody had great weather last week, and that surely included the Chicagoland area. I want to throw it over to our guest to have her introduce herself, and I know that you had good weather with you because we just talked about it.
Yes, we did. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Ipek Williamson. I'm an insight coach, meditation teacher, speaker, and author. And the reason why I'm here, I believe, is because educators and children, students are so much near and dear to my heart. I wrote a children's book, as you know, Ray.
Yes, and I have a copy and read it with our daughters all the time.
Yes, thank you. And even though I work a lot with adults, professionals, as a coach, and I'm very involved in advocating mindfulness and meditation for both children and adults. I love to also guide educators in being more mindful and taking better care of themselves, because they are the ones who are nurturing our children. So I think they are the most important part of our society. So I'm really passionate about helping both educators, teachers, administrators, and also students.
You know, this seems so timely. Brad and I were just talking about mental health on our Wednesday show together. And I know that our community is constantly looking for good tips and tricks. We had the opportunity of meeting in person in December. I can't believe it was that long ago. And what I really valued about getting to connect with you was your passion for this topic, but also your dedication to helping others with real solutions. And you obviously practice what you preach, which is going to lead for a great discussion later on. Before we get too far in, will you tell us a little bit about where you're located? Because I know Brad's familiar with it.
Yes, just like Brad, I'm from Ontario, Canada, even though from another city. We are quite close. I'm in Sarnia, right at the border with Michigan.
So cool. I love it. I love how location is always relative. Like Brad and I joke that we're close compared to some of the other educators on the Teach Better team, when really we're not close at all. You guys are much closer, but you're still hours away. But it's always nice to connect with people from other communities.
You know, Ray, I shared with Ipek in a conversation earlier that my grandparents lived for many years about 40 to 45 minutes south of Ipek on the St. Clair River. And I spent many childhood weekends and holidays watching the ships go by on the St. Clair River, and maybe taking a boat ride across to Marine City, Michigan for some special treats, and really good times there. A beautiful part of our province, and a really up close and personal look at our neighbors in the U.S. just across the river.
We do, and I love the beach here. That's the best thing about this city. I love the beach.
So fun. I love that. I hope that you will commit to spending some time at the beach when the weather gets nice. Is that what typically your summer plans include? Did you do any of that this weekend?
Not this weekend, not yet, but we are going there to walk at the moment. But in summer, every day we are there. Every day we are in the lake.
I love seeing that in the comments with people saying that there's snow and rain coming. I just want everyone to know, I know that I'm ignoring it. Last week, we got to the 80s here in the Chicagoland area. It was beautiful for a week. There were sunburns. Now it's been raining. It's in the 30s, but it was still, I want to soak up every minute we can. I see Julie's comment before that snow and rain come. Brad, did you enjoy your weekend?
Beautiful weekend. And like Ipek and like you, Ray, beautiful, sunny, warm temperatures here in southwestern Ontario. Wonderful chance to get outside. Did some yard work, did some puttering around the garage, took care of some home improvement tasks, and had a little time for some carpentry as well. Just enjoyed the beautiful weather. And hey, let's look at this unseasonably warm weather as a gift and an opportunity. Let's not focus on the shift in the weather, which is inevitable. Here in Ontario, we have what we call false spring. You get these spring or summer-like temperatures, and then all of a sudden the rain and maybe some snow, some April snow, or even early May snow. Maybe Ray and Ipek, you know that well. But let's look at that as a gift that we've enjoyed, and it'll make us relish that warm weather, those warm temperatures when they return again. Not so far away.
It was definitely a gift of hope. Yes, I felt very empowered by the sun being out. I will admit, I tried a new sport this weekend.
Oh.
And my whole body's sore. My arms, my legs, my torso, my tush, my feet. I didn't do the sport right, clearly, because not just my hands, but my upper arm, everything hurts. Not great.
So
I wonder if our listeners and viewers might pop in the comments and guess which sport Ray tried for the first time. That's left her twisted up like a pretzel.
Yes, I will clarify. I tried it for the first time. My hands, whole arm, torso, thighs, tush. Yep, it all hurts. So I would love to see the guesses. We got to get a few guesses before I out myself. Just so people know, though, when I admit it, they're all going to roll their eyes. Brad, you know our community. They are harsh with their judgment, and I love them for it. Any sports that you guys enjoy typically that you would get sore doing? What would you guys be spending your time with?
I don't do that kind of sports. I'm more like swimming or walking kind of person.
But you can get sore walking and swimming, so that's fair. But you know, if you're doing it consistently, I guess you're not getting too sore. Yes, this sport had very little walking, and that surprised me a lot. I thought there would be more walking.
Okay, a sport with walking.
Brad, what about you? Any sports that you do that make you sore, or activities you do frequently that make you sore?
No, I tend to avoid activities that are going to make me sore unless I'm sort of overdoing it. I love being outside, and whether it's yard work or work in the garage or work around the house, I find that time just drifts away when I'm involved in those kind of tasks. And sometimes I can just overdo it. But no, I love cycling. I'm an avid bowler. I'm a curler in the winter as well. And love all kinds of physical activities, especially walks with the dog. So unlikely for me to injure myself going for a walk unless we just really take it easy. Nikki and Julianne Ray are now guessing golf. That I'm kind of intrigued there too. I wonder if you were golfing and maybe rather than walking on the course, you took a cart.
That is exactly what we did this weekend. I golfed with both my mothers and Matt, and there was way more cart driving and holding on to the cart than I expected. And then did you know you got to like swing your whole body to hit that golf ball? I am sore. So if any of you need a fun sport, I need a buddy to practice with because I am out of my league. And I am also with Nikki in the comments that she wants to try curling. So Brad, maybe we need to come see you for that.
100%. I'd be happy to put on a clinic. And Ray, it looks like I was puttering this weekend and you were also puttering, just in a different way.
So true. So true. Well, hopefully we all are entering into a week with our bodies feeling good. I feel like one more good day of stretching might be what I need. I feel like that's in my future, maybe after the show.
Ray, do we have a golf tournament planned when we all get together in October for Teach Better 23? Is there an optional golf tournament our Teach Better family could get into?
Brad, this is the problem with being live with you is first off, every time you say something, our community thinks that we should make all of Brad's ideas happen.
Okay.
And I got two messages after Wednesday. Brad suggested we needed a hot air balloon in Akron, Ohio. I got 2 contacts for Akron hot air balloon contacts. So I don't know. But then how dare you suggest a golf tournament because you know there's people on our team like Dave, like Jeff, like Chad who'd be like, golf tournament? That sounds like a great idea. No, we can't. We are going to be too busy networking, having dinner together, watching sessions. We can't fit golf in too. Do you all remember how exhausted we were after that conference?
I remember. I just think, I don't know, I think a best ball golf tournament among, Teach Better family and friends would be kind of restorative, maybe a way to get geared up for the conference, or I don't know, maybe a little bit of extra time afterwards to kind of relax and just stay connected before we head our separate ways. I don't know.
So we all struggle getting substitutes and getting time off, but let's take the whole week off before the Teach Better conference. We'll do golfing, hot air ballooning, and then we'll get into sessions and networking. And by the end of it, we'll be different people. We'll be better for it. I mean, that's essentially what we did in Vegas together when we met. So let's just do it.
I think that I'll have more ideas to come, Ray. And I want to say the sky's the limit, but I want to make sure that, like the hot air balloon, we have to come back down to earth sometime.
One thing that will help us come down to earth right before we get into this discussion, because I definitely want to pick so many different topics apart here with this discussion, is we have a speaker announcement here for our Teach Better Conference 2023. This is an announcement we're doing every single week for 5 weeks, and we are in week 3 of this experience. It's not an experiment. We know it's going to work. Brad, are you ready for this and then after that, we'll celebrate our announcement and head into our great discussion?
It sounds great. I'm so excited about what everyone is about to learn about our next guest speaker. Let her roll.
Why do you love what you do? I love what I do because of the fact that, number one, I can make a difference for that one person that doesn't feel like they can keep going. That one person that is struggling through something, anything at all. I always try to make sure I connect with my audience because of the transparency and the vulnerability. I have to be transparent because you never know what someone in that audience that's listening to you is going through. What's your favorite travel snack as you head to Teach Better 23? Oh, Lordy, I have tons of snacks that I take with me. But my favorite are those little, I don't know if you all have seen them, but the Belvita snacks. Oh, those are my favorite. As always, teaching better, living better, trying to make a difference, and don't forget that you all are the difference makers in education.
Oh my gosh, so much to celebrate there with Rizzo joining the Teach Better Conference 2023. We are so excited to have her. She's not only been on our Sunday show, as many of you might be familiar, she's been on 12 Hour Live. She's a part of the Teach Better Speakers Network, so she may not be a big surprise. But holy cow, don't you love her energy? And secretly, I want both my arms tattooed just like her.
We really enjoyed getting to know Rizzo on a previous edition of the Sunday Weekly Warm-Up, which is where we are. We're here together in the Teach Better private Facebook group. teachbettergroup.com is where you found us and where you can find us week after week. And we have Bree, we have Steve, Hannah, Megan, and Nikki in the comments joining us. And we also have a very special guest after we've unveiled Rizzo as our next guest speaker. Our guest tonight, Ipek Williamson. Welcome, Ipek, and we're looking forward to getting to know you even better and getting to know your work as an author, as a meditation coach, as a wellness advocate, and especially with your passion around educator wellness, knowing that serving the educators that serve our kids is in everyone's best interest.
Of course, of course. Thank you. Thank
Ipek,
you.
I need you to commit live while our whole community is watching. Will you submit a proposal to speak at 2023?
Well, yes, I would love to. I will.
Good.
For sure.
We would definitely love to have you, in addition to CJ Reynolds, who's been announced as one of our Friday keynotes, as well as Rizzo and Kimberly Carthens. We'll be right back for our deep dive discussion. Brad, get ready for this discussion. I've been waiting to interview her. Let's do this. Let's dive into this discussion. I have been so excited to officially interview you since December because you have so much to share. And your resources are not just things I want to suggest to our community, but resources that I've actually used in my life. And I really, really, really love the fact that you have created resources that are so accessible to not just educators who are listening, but also students, bringing this into the classroom, and also to help our personal relationships as well as our professional ones. So Brad Hughes, where do you think we should get started?
Wow, so many places to get started. Ipek, we're always curious to know what lights you up about your role. And so if you want to begin the conversation, letting us know what delights you about the work you do, and where do you see the excitement and hope that fuels you to keep going?
Thank you for this great question, Brad. Well, my mission statement on my website is bringing the world closer to calm, one beautiful soul at a time. And everything I do is aligned with that mission statement. So I live to bring mindfulness, calmness, peace, joy to everyone I come in contact with, be it children or adults or educators. Everything I do, every project I am in is in line with this statement. So what lights me up is seeing that I'm making a difference in people's lives. So as I said, I'm a meditation teacher and coach, and I'm a teacher with the Insight Timer meditation app. And today, actually, I submitted my 70th meditation for approval. And this morning, actually, I also checked how many times my meditations were played through that app. And the total number is now, in 2 years' time, 139,412. So this kind of stuff lights me up. Seeing that something I'm giving out, putting out, creating is accepted, like received by people. And some of these meditations are for children, specific for children. And I really believe that new generations, especially now, they are living under so much stress. There are so many fears, so many worries that in their little like young brains, they try to like make sense of. And I believe that if we can help children feeling safer, happier, more peaceful, it will make our teachers and educators' job much easier too. You have something to say?
I do, because I want to continue to elaborate on the use of this app. I know there's so many other things that we're going to be able to touch on, but what I loved is the accessibility. I really want to emphasize this for our teachers, because initially when I heard you share about this in December, I thought, well, I won't enjoy that, but could I bring it into the classroom? You know, there were so many times that we intentionally choose music or moments to calm our students, whether it be after lunch, at the beginning of the school day, in between long days of testing. And immediately I was like, this is something I would like to use. As I explored it, though, I found so many personal uses as well. I'd love for you to restate the app's name and then also share how an educator unfamiliar with maybe this type of work might get started.
Yes, thank you, Ray. Its name is, the app is called Insight Timer. And the nice part of this app is that there are thousands and thousands of meditations, and they are all accessible for free. And all the live events that are done by the app teachers are also free. So, and for anyone who's starting new and trying to like get a taste of meditation, I would definitely suggest them to start with, there are very short 1 minute, 2 minute breathing technique meditations, like 1 minute meditations. Start with that. Try that. See if you like it. Continue with it. And when you feel the need to go longer, pick a little bit longer one. For example, my meditations, I have 4-minute meditation, 7-minute meditation. I have 56-minute meditation too. So everybody's meditation style is unique. One that works for one person might not work for the other. So it's we see meditation as something that there are so many myths around it, that people think that I have to sit in a certain way at a certain time for a certain amount of time. No, you can do anything that works for you, that resonates for you, and go from there.
I loved when you shared that with me in December, because it made me so much more comfortable hearing from you that was true, that you felt like there were so many myths that weren't correct, that you could do it at any time, and that you can start with 60 seconds. I mean, how inviting is starting something new that will only take 60 seconds. I know, Brad, not to get too personal with the two of us, but we specifically talked about mental health on Wednesday. And I will admit, I used a 1-minute breathing exercise on this app earlier today because I was feeling anxious. I wasn't sure what route I was going to go to deal with that. Brad, 60 seconds. We all have 60 seconds, whether it be the beginning, middle, or end of our day, to focus on ourselves. And it makes a world of a difference.
I agree. It does make a world of difference for me too, Ray. I'm a beginning meditator, and like Ipek identified, it's about finding ways or apps or colleagues, or it's about finding coaching that helps you to access some stillness, some peace of mind. Mm-hmm. And as educators, if we are able to find those ways into a state of relaxation, states of calm, we also can model that calm and share that calm with those in our care. And there's also an opportunity for us to model those breathing activities or those mindfulness activities for our kids, many of whom are in desperate need of that kind of modeling. And our school communities, we want to build, more peace within. Ipek, what are you hearing from your clients and contacts that is makes the most significant difference for them as they begin to meditate based on your coaching?
Meditation is like a medication that builds up in time. Uh, that's why it's important to keep on meditating, even if it's a short amount of time. Because, like, for example, antidepressants, when you start taking them, it takes at least 3-4 weeks for it to build up in your system and start working properly. Meditation is the same. When you start meditating 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, if you do that every day, even if you start with 10 deep breaths, that's it. Take every day 10 deep breaths and start with that. But if you are doing it, if you commit to doing it every day, you will see the difference it will create, how more peaceful you become, how more patient you become, how more accepting and understanding you become. And that is because meditation is changing our brain chemistry. It's a like proven fact, but scientists say this. So that's why it's an amazing free tool that is provided to anybody in the world. And my ultimate dream is to have every child in every classroom to start their day with at least 5 minutes of meditation. And if that would be possible, I guarantee you the success level will rise, the peace, calm will rise, the bullying will go down, and every other negative anything that is happening in schools will go down. I guarantee you.
So I have a vision, I think, of how I might introduce this to my students at the beginning of the day, or I really, for whatever reason, I'm stuck on like right after lunch because that's such a chaotic time in middle school.
Yeah.
But have you seen teachers do it differently? How do you start this process? Could you start it in the beginning of April? Because so many educators, I was just talking to one earlier today, was talking to me about how testing is coming. I thought this might be a great opportunity to begin if you are in this phase in April. Yeah. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, especially in the time frames where the exams are coming up, some tests are coming up, both students and educators get more stressed out. So, of course, there are some tools and techniques that they can start using slowly and introducing them to their students. I wrote 2 blog posts for Teach Better. And one of them, the title of them is Why Teaching Children to Meditate Makes Sense. And the second one is Introducing Children to Mindfulness. In that one, the second one, I mentioned 2 techniques. That's more for younger students. But I have other tools that I'm going to share for older students. Let me start with those 2 techniques. Maybe people might not have read my blogs, so I'm going to re-share them here. First one is called Belly Buddies, and kids there listen to a little bit of music while trying to notice the sensations in their bodies. They observe their stomachs rising and falling as they breathe. And a simple activity like this helps kids become more connected to their bodies while focusing on their breath and music. And it could have long-lasting developmental benefits when practiced regularly. The other one is called Spidey Senses, again for younger children. And that highlights the super focused senses of smell, sight, hearing, taste, and touch that Spider-Man uses to keep tabs on the world around him. This exercise helps encourage the children to pause and focus on the present, and it helps open their awareness to the information their senses bring in. As a classic mindfulness exercise, it also encourages them to be more observant and curious about their five senses. But I have for older middle school or high school students, I highly recommend them to be introduced to keeping a gratitude journal. Encouraging students to write down things they are grateful for can improve their mood and outlook. So teachers can incorporate gratitude journaling as a daily activity or homework assignment. Apps like there are apps that can be used. There's one called Grateful, and there is one called Happy Feed.
We used to use that on our live show every single morning. I love it.
Yes, here you go. And they offer digital journaling options, while physical journals like the 5-minute journal is an option that can be also used in the classroom, for example. And also mindfulness exercises such as deep breathing, guided meditations for their age group. For example, on Insight Timer, there are meditations for each age group, and visualization techniques. Those can help both teachers and students to calm their minds and reduce stress.
And I have to mention again, this is an app that you not only have put so much work and effort into to commit to sharing so many different meditations, over 70 as of today, 70, but it's also completely free. And so for many of our educators here that are looking for resources and strategies that aren't going to be taxing on your bank account, this is such a wonderful place to start with trusted people contributing that we know and love and are part of our Teach Better community. So powerful work there.
Yes. There are also other 3 more tools that I really like that I would like to share if I have time.
Please.
Those 3 tools that teachers could incorporate into their classroom that could help make students feel calmer and more peaceful are, one of them is called Share Circle, a group activity that requires vulnerability and listening skills as a share circle. And with participants in a circle, teacher could pass around the questions on a piece of paper and ask students to listen deeply, making sure everyone gets a turn with one positive and one negative emotion. And if I would to give examples of those questions, for example, I feel angry when ... fill the blanks, or I feel joyful when, I feel unhappy when, I feel hope when, I wish I didn't have to ... I enjoy ... So any kind of I feel afraid when ... So these are all questions that they can make up any kind of questions, and they can invite students to start thinking about their emotions, about what they are feeling, what they are sensing in their body, in their mind. So it is a great tool. Another one is called positive awareness. And with this one, you have students write a list of the things they like about themselves. If they need a nudge, for example, you can suggest something like, I am cheerful, I am creative, and let them write their own, and encourage older students to dig a little deeper. Students could afterward put this list in a place where they'll often see, so that it reinforces the positives they see in themselves. It helps so much with self-confidence, self-esteem, self-love. We need to understand that the things that we want to give out starts with the self. We need to create that self-belonging, self-love, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-empowerment with children and educators, so that they can cultivate that within them, and then the overflow goes out to others.
Ipek, it sounds like you're advocating for making emotional literacy and emotional flexibility part of our everyday learning. And I noticed that you were intentional about naming strong emotions like anger, fear, worry, frustration for those that are looking to improve their mental health and well-being. Sometimes there may be a misunderstanding that it's a process of suppressing or getting away from those emotions that are hot and confusing. And what would you say is part? How would you say addressing and just making friends with those strong emotions might be part of overall well-being?
I loved what you said, Brad, emotional literacy. It's so true, because the problem is, especially young children, they are not able to label their emotions. And when they cannot label and cannot understand their own emotions, that comes out as anger. Because anger is the easiest negative emotion to reflect, without knowing what exactly they are feeling. So that's why exactly I'm so passionate about bringing mindfulness and meditation into classrooms, because when you silence yourself, you start hearing your inner voice, and your inner voice tells you what you're feeling, what you're hearing coming within you. So you start to realize, oh, I feel this, I feel that. And that those two tools that I mentioned also encourage children to think about their emotions. I feel sad, I feel mad when this happens. So now they start to create a connection between, oh, when this happens, I feel this, and when that happens, I feel that. So they get to connect with their feelings, their emotions, and they label them and understand them. It's huge.
I feel like to start off, I would have to Google types of emotions you can feel, because I feel so uneducated. Like, you gave a few: fear, anger, happiness, joy. And then I'm like, Brad, I ran out of emotion. Like, I need a whole list. Think about how rich that discussion could be to get to an emotion that maybe a student doesn't have a word for, doesn't have a name to, and then being able to describe it, how it feels, what it looks like, and then being able to better name it in the future. I think this is such a valuable activity. I know a lot of educators here are familiar with share circles. I really like the way that you laid it out, though. It feels, and this is always how I feel when I talk to you, all of your strategies feel so inviting, because I truly find this work so intimidating that I think this is why when we connected in December, I felt it was so important to keep our connection going, because I'm always terrified when we talk about like thinking deeply about ourselves and mindfulness. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. It's hard. And all of your strategies are like, Ray, 60 seconds. You can sit in a circle and read off half sheet of paper. You could do this. I love it.
Yeah. And you know what? If students are hesitant to share openly, because it might get intimidating sharing, being vulnerable, especially for teenagers. Teachers could invite them to write them down. They don't have to say them out loud, but the idea is having them connecting with themselves. And it could be through writing too. And there's one more tool that I really like, and it could be implemented with any age group student. It's called Stop Challenge. This game encourages students to take a moment and pause when they feel stressed or overwhelmed. And this is an acronym. STOP stands for S is stop, T is take a breath, sorry. O is observe, and P is proceed. Stop, take a breath, observe, and proceed. And teachers can challenge students to use this technique throughout the day and maybe reward those who successfully practice it with a small something.
I like these suggestions. Brad, I'm so glad that we were able to dive into this conversation. Before we head into weekly giggles, do you mind sharing where our community can get resources like this? I know you've blogged twice for teachbetter.com. I know at the very bottom of those blogs, we have your author bio and how to connect with you on social media, but let's pretend they're not going to go there. How can our community here stay connected to you and these resources?
So most of the resources I get are from Positive Psychology website, which is an amazing resource for any kind of mental health and mindfulness stuff. And also, I share all these things in my writings, in my website, in my blogs. And I'm planning to write another one for Teach Better. So I'm going to include these ones that I shared so that readers of Teach Better will get them too. So yes, thank you for sharing my website. This is my website, and I'm reachable through any social media. I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. So when you Google my name, you get 3 pages worth.
It's a good thing. That makes it easy. That's what our community likes. Of course, if any of you have any struggles connecting with her, please just reach out to Brad and I. We both are connected to her and love the work being done and would be more than happy to connect you. I hate to transition here, but we're transitioning into something good. Brad, we're getting into some weekly giggles. Let's do this. We are here for some weekly giggles. If you are just tuning in right now, you have missed some really good strategies, not only for us as people, but for our students. This is great to do with your leadership teams. This is good to bring to your own kiddos at home. So please make sure that you're not only connecting with our incredible guests, but also going back and hearing all the incredible strategies, including shout out to our blog department, 2 very special blogs over at teachbetter.com. Carrie, Liv, Nikki, Sarah. It's just endless educators doing good work over at that blog over there at teachbetter.com/blog. Brad, I really love the weekly giggles. So thanks for being willing to do another one here for us.
I'm excited to tee this one off, Ray, because I was reflecting on your golfing experience, which left you a little sore than expected, but hopefully eager to get back out on the course again. And when you get out on the course, maybe you'll meet this furry fellow. I thought, what better way to celebrate Ray Hewart's golfing activities than a dog on the golf course that has collected over 6,000 lost golf balls. And not only that, Ray, those golf balls are then donated to charities. So this eagle-eyed pooch has become an expert at finding lost golf balls in London. And his dog, the dog is a Cavapoo named Marlowe. And one day he emerged from the bushes on a walk with his owner on the course with a Titleist golf ball. And 6 years later, he has found over 6,000 of them. And proceeds from the sale of those golf balls are donated to charity. So, you know, this pooch, this Cavapoo is a driving force. Happy to tee off this special story of dogs that finds lost golf balls. Ray, did any of your golf balls end up in a sand trap or in the water?
Oh, did you mean all of my golf balls?
Yeah.
Is that what you asked? Yes. Not all of them, Brad. I think I still have one left.
I'm not sure if our pooch there will dive in, and I'm not sure if it's a diving dog. I don't know. Poodles are water dogs, so I don't know if the Cavapoo might have an affinity for diving into the pond and getting to the bottom. But at any rate, I thought that would make you giggle. A couple of your favorite, well, hopefully one of your favorite things is going to be golf over time. But certainly, I know how much affinity you have for your furry four-legged friend.
Yeah, at least the dog resonated with me. What about you, Ipek? Did it resonate with you?
Yeah, for sure.
Always love a good
Yes.
puppy moment. And
Yeah.
I have to say, I do have two like doodle mixes. I don't know what they are specifically at my house, and they're both black like that puppy. So maybe they need a new friend.
Oh.
I'll make sure that there's a link to that story back in our Facebook comments after we sign off. You can circle back, and I'll also make sure, Ipek and Ray, that people have easy access to your website, Ipek, as well as your presence on social media, so people can connect, get connected and to stay connected with you.
Thank you very much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Teach Better group on Facebook, and I will put all the links to Insight Timer and everything. So
Beautiful.
they can find it easier.
I love that you're in that group. And Ipek, it's been so wonderful to get to know you, but the learning has not ended. It will make me so happy to get to see you again in person this October. I am just so thrilled that you are considering submitting a proposal. I might be the obnoxious one in your DMs in May, messaging you, making sure you submit. But it's always wonderful to chat with you. And I definitely want to make sure our community takes advantage of being connected to you, because you're constantly sharing so much. So thank you for coming live with us on a Sunday evening.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and honor. I so respect all educators.
So wonderful. Brad, thanks for coming live with me as well. I know you probably got better things to do on a Sunday, but it was good to hang out with you, buddy.
Thanks, Ray. It's good to hang out with you too. And I live for these Sunday night shows. I love it. So I don't have anything better to do. This is where I want to be, and this is what I love to do, is to connect with you, Ray, and with wonderful guests like Ipek, as well as with our Teach Better family in the comments. And our show is going to be magically transformed into an episode of the Teach Better Talk podcast as well. So that's in 24 hours. Be going out to all of our channels on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, as well as a podcast. And so looking forward to staying connected with everybody. And yeah, this is exactly where I want to be on a Sunday night.
We will see you all on Wednesday as we are live for our Wednesday wake up show that happens every single Wednesday. But please don't forget to celebrate Rizzo as our new featured speaker for Teach Better Conference 2023. She joins Kimberly Carthens and CJ Reynolds in that announcement. But do not forget that we are doing announcement every single Sunday for the next few weeks. And next week's going to be a doozy, let me tell you. So please make sure you set your alarm for next Sunday, because you will not want to miss it. We'll see you later, friends. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.